The January transfer window hasn't been a disaster. It's been a calamity, though. And to top things off, we're playing PSG today in the Kuda League semifinal with a team that, at best, is not very good. My name's FM19, and this is the Return on Gloria with SC Bastia, episode 109. Admittedly, I'm in this boat by myself because I screwed up. And if you're looking down here on the right, you'll see why. Transfer window got off to a pretty quiet start. Fuad Hanzik, who was a youth player I brought on as a free agent and was on the reserve team as a backup, went to Selec for 95,000 euros. Ritornu Ben Taib went to Toulouse to be their backup keeper for 150,000. Nicholas Mauersberger wanted more playing time and went to Verona on loan. And then Atletico Bilbao made an offer for Javier Ruiz, and he absolutely jumped all over it. And I don't know why he wanted to go, because Bilbao's a good team, don't get me wrong. They're 9th in La Liga, though, this year. And their past history, they've gotten up to 5th. They were 4th a couple years ago. And he absolutely just was like, I'm going to get really, really upset if you don't let me go. And I was like, no, I'm not letting you go. And he came back and was like, I really want to go. And I was like, what's it going to take to keep you here? And he said, nothing. I want to go. I didn't even have the option. So, the good news is we brought him in for $5 million from Vitoria, and he left for $32.5 million up front, going up to, I want to say, 40, based on appearances. And then this is where I screwed up right here. Alejandro Moreno went to Inter on loan. 325,000 euros a month, and they're paying all of his salary. And then Bernard wanted to leave, and I said, sure, and I wasn't paying attention, and he went to Inter as well for 30 million going to 35 million. Seeing as how we brought him in for 14, we made a nice profit on that. Ryan Gravenberch, I promised to move. He went to Chelsea. And then Macon got an offer from PSG. And this hurt. And it hurt that he's going in League 2. Because I said no. And half the team was like, you got to let him go. Even Tomasi, the captain, was like, you got to let him go. And so I had to let him go. But moving Moreno and Bernard was a mistake. It took out 2 defenders out of a rotation that is not very deep right now, and that's my own fault. On the ends, the first in was Emiliano Laval, a winger from Salernitana. I gotta figure out how to pronounce this. Salernitana for 3.1 million euros. As I'm clicking all over the place here. I really like him. He's got really good physicals except for the jumping reach. His mentals are solid across the board with the exception of the concentration and positioning, but those can get better. His technicals, they're not bad. The 12 passing's okay. The 14 technique is good. He's got a little improving to do. He's a 2.5-star current, 3-star potential ability player. I don't know that he'll ever be as good as Macon, but if he comes close, I'll be happy with it. I like that he hugs the line. He runs the ball down the right, gets forward whenever possible, knocks the ball past the opponent. I don't think he'll be a goal-scoring machine, although he did score a goal for us in the Kuda League, but that was a game everybody scored a goal for us in the Kuda League, if I remember correctly. Unless that was the Ajaccio game, and I'm thinking of the French Cup game. But we'll come to that here in a second. It's not a one-for-one placement with Macon, but it should be okay. Johan Gilbert-Roy comes to us from Atlanta with Ben Taib leaving. I needed a backup keeper. 2-star current ability, 2-star potential ability. French, so I'm not using a European spot or anything like that. He argues with officials, which I'm not a huge fan of. But for the money at the time I bought him, I only had like 3 million euros in the bank. He was great value. He'll get a couple of starts in the French Cup games, depending on the quality of teams we're playing, I think. And I'm comfortable starting him a game or two. I don't know that I would depend on him full time. And then Fabian Hock comes to us from Hertha. He was transfer listed by request. Hertha only wanted 13 million euros for him. And I had scouted him earlier because he was capped on the under-19 team. 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability player. His physicals are already solid across the board. His mentals already solid across the board. You know, when a 4 flair and 4 leadership are your lowest scores on mentals, and your next highest is an 11, and that's concentration and teamwork, you know you've got a good player. The technicals, they're not bad. The 15 first touch and the 16 long shots are nice. The 10 passing is adequate. 13 tackling, 14 marking is great because I'm not playing him as a defensive midfielder. I'm retraining him as a ball-playing defender. And that's because I let Bernard and Moreno go. Moreno's going to come back. He'll be back here next season. The other thing we're running into is the injury problem again. Laval is out with the flu. Werner's out, but he's coming back. Mateo's out, but he's coming back in a couple weeks. Lemos is still out. Another 2 months, probably. The other thing that's going on is yellow cards. The League One has a rule of 3 yellow cards in 10 games you're suspended for a match. So both Mario Tomasi and Alexander Valencia are suspended for the match against PSG in the Kuda League semifinal. I shot myself in the foot in the transfer budget letting Moreno go. I don't know what I was thinking. I was doing this late at night last night, and it's my own damn fault. That's what you get for trying to do a transfer window when you're tired and haven't been sleeping well lately. But as you can see, we're now 2 points behind PSG. Hussein has 30 goals, a 7.95 rating, 8 assists. Mercurio at 80% pass completion rate. Hussein, 10 players of the month. He also won. Let me see if I can go back to it. No, I can't. But I think if I go to his history, he was a League One Conference Player of the Year, Foreign Player of the Year last year. He was the European Golden Boy. He was the World Under-21 Footballer of the Year. He was named to the 2030 World Team of the Year. And this is a really good team. 4 of them play for PSG. Good grief. 43 goals in 46 games for the course of the years. Absolutely brilliant. Footballer of the Year. European Golden Boy. Player of the Year. From De Ligt, who'd won it 3 years in a row. And he was named in the Germany seasonal best 11 on the German national team. But that is as a reserve player. Because I'm not seeing him here. On the other hand, Kern is a starter. So is Orlov on the German team. So the problem is, we promised him silverware this year. And if we don't get it, he's going to leave. I can't stop him. I can't. Unless I pay him a ton of money, which I'd be willing to do if I had it. So we're just going to have to figure that out when we get there. So we've got PSG coming up in the Kuda League semifinal. I'm going to check my best 11. Well, let me phrase that. I'm going to check my best available 11, set the reserves, and we're going to come back with that in just a bit. And I totally screwed up. We have to go over the schedule because we had a couple interesting results. After drawing at Rennes, we had a friendly against PAOK, and we beat them 2-1. And then we had our French Cup 9th round game against Chasselet. It was the last game of the season. I started my first squad, and Chasselet is a National 3 team, and we absolutely thumped them 9-1. Part of me wants to feel kind of bad about this, but the other part of me doesn't. 38 shots, 22 on target, 2 woodwork hits. No clear-cut chances, though. Decent possession advantage. Kaplan, 4 goals. Gravenberch, 3 goals. Bernard, a goal. Pichon, a goal. Lemoyne had a nice goal in the 70th minute to ruin the clean sheet. But I wanted to make a statement. And I did. And we made another statement by beating RB Leipzig in a friendly 3-1. Pichon, Kaplan, and Ruiz, all with goals. We then had our Kuda League quarterfinal match against Ajaccio. We got completely FM'd in this game. Emiliano Laval had a goal. Kaplan had a goal. We were a goal up on Ajaccio, who got a goal in the 24th minute. And then Simon got a goal in the 93rd minute, right before the end of the game. I was about ready to just turn the game off. And then in the penalty shootout, all of our guys hit and 2 other guys missed. And so we went ahead. Freaking late minute FM goals. If they don't fix this in FM20, I'm going to be really, really mad. And that brings us to where we are today. PSG in the Kuda League semifinal. So I'm going to, like I said, check my best available 11, set my best available reserves. We're going to come back with this match in just a bit. This is the team we're playing today. It's our 4-2-4. Orloff in goal. Rivera, Kern, Hawk, and Mendez as the defensive back four. Mercurio and Diallo as the midfielders. Mesa and Valet as the attacking midfielders. Kaplan and Pichon up top as the strikers. So I've got a couple options at the attacking midfield position. Flores can play up there. Pichon feeds Kaplan. Bentaeba, nice save. On the left, Mesa's good. Voila, I can't pronounce his name because I'm totally blanking on it at the moment. The new winger I bought, he's going to take over for Macon. On the left side for Ruiz, it's going to be Pichon. Oh, very nice. That was a nice header by Kaplan to get it to Pichon's foot. I'm going to retrain Victor Manuel Martinez, who is my fourth striker. He's 2-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, but he is left-footed, and he's a decent winger at the moment. Mercurio, an ill-advised shot from distance. Mendez sends it in. Mesa, with the crowd, Kern hit the post, or hit the crossbar rather, and it bounced off Bentaib and in. We're getting lucky, and we'll need it. Louis to Shu. Over to Pinto, loses it. Diallo sends it up towards Pichon, but Bedoya steps in front of him, sends it over to Grande. Out to Oramus, holds it up, crosses it in, knocked away. Shu, top the box, bounces it off of, I don't know who my 49 player is. Oramus sends it in, off the post. Oh, and finally knocked out of bounds by Rivera. That could have been bad. Mbappe on the corner kick. 49's Kern. Grande takes the shot. Orloff punches it up in the air and over the crossbar. Out again for a PSG corner kick. Mbappe sends it in, back and forth, bounces off a couple players, and Orloff has it. Oh, 49's Mercurio. Okay. But anyhow, Martinez I'm training to be an attacking midfielder on the left. He's left-footed. He's already a decent winger there. I did sign one player to come in and play on the left side, but he won't be here till the summer transfer window. I promised Kaplan we would make the team stronger and win silverware. And we need to win silverware. Pichon to Kaplan. Bentiba save. There was a foul on Kaplan in the box, it looked like. Orloff towards Valet, but Oramus steps in front of him. Grande loses the ball. Hawk over to Valet. Out to Pichon. Centers it to Diallo, who's a youth or reserve player with potential. Fouled. He's either trying to decide whether or not it's a foul or whether or not it's a red card. I've got music for this. Nice. Is he going to get a card? I don't know that I've seen this before. Kaplan. Nice. That was Louis. I didn't see Louis get a card. He did. He got a yellow. Okay. Well, halftime, we are thoroughly dominating PSG with a team that shouldn't be dominating them. Pichon a 4th minute goal, Tayyib an own goal in the 15th minute, Kaplan a penalty kick right before the end of the half. PSG's had 16 shots, 6 on target. We've had 7 and 3. We've also had 3 clear-cut chances and a half chance. That's the big reason we're winning, even though PSG has a slight possession advantage. Mbappe on the corner kick. Sends it in. Mendez knocks it away. Goes right to Pinto, though. Drives into the crowd. Gets knocked away. DeLitt runs it down. Over to Bedoya. To Grande. Out to Cesar. Takes a long shot, but it's very high and very right. Coming up on 61 minutes. Bedoya just got injured for PSG. We're going to make a couple of changes here. Mercurio is going to come off. Anthony Rual is going to come on. He's a youth player. Valet is going to come off, switch with Mesa, who's going to be an inside forward on the right. And Victor Martinez is going to come on to play winger on the left. And we are going to hold the last reserve for now. The lowest score on the team is a 7-2. Mbappe to Ben Taib to Kamara, who got behind the midfield, takes a shot, pushes it wide left. They're really starting to press. If only this was a league game. But the good news is we're knocking PSG out of the coup de league, which means we're playing in the final. Mendes just got injured. They say it's slight, though. That's the game. Wow. So we're in the final of the coup de league. Don't know who we're playing, but we're going to find out. That was a brilliant, brilliant win. Coup de league winner gets Europa League football? Oh, Euro Cup. Okay. So the Euro Cup will be going down. Yeah, we can count our blessings. Mendes out 5 to 8 days. So I'm going to do the press conference, and then I think we're just going to call this an episode here. We're going to find out who we're going to play in the final. I'm back with that in a minute. The other thing that's hurting us in the midfield is that the Asian World Cup is going on right now, so Javad Rashidi has been gone for the past 4 weeks, and he's not going to be back till the middle of February. So, and he is a very, very good midfielder. What we're going to do is come back for Lyon and Barcelona, and then after that, Barcelona and Nimes. In the meantime, hopefully we can keep it together. We want to try and make up as much ground as we can on PSG. The fact that they're out of the coup de league now means they'll be concentrating on other things. And I don't know. I didn't expect to win. I didn't expect to win 3-0, especially with that squad I had on the field. But we got very lucky. I'll be the first to admit that. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I'll answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM19, and you've been watching the Return on Gloria with SC Bastia, episode 109.